So, what's up, my people? Hope you're doing well and welcome to a new weekly recap. The title of this video will be about to break through in the business, and the personal recap on the business is exactly where I will be running you through in this weekly recap. So, let's not waste any further time and dive right into it. First of all, personal. I went to Kuala Lumpur with Mike. I arrived there Thursday and came back today. I have been traveling today for most of the day, and this is definitely a core memory. And for me, I define a core memory as something which I know that I will be thinking of later on, and also will have his. For me, a core memory is okay. What when I think about last year, what are the things that I've done? Then a core memory will be within that list of things that I will remember. I think that's the definition of a memory. So, but besides that, it was also special since I think I have an interesting insight and also perspective on life and on a couple of things which we were talking about. We had really great conversations together, and especially yesterday, you gave me eye-opening insights on how to deal with personal relationship situations I'm dealing with. So not specifically issues. No, actually, they're not issues at all, but just situations where you gave me eye-opening perspective to on how to deal with them, um, and the idea and vision to not only have a fulfillment center and office in the Netherlands, but also having a apartment together with my brother, and with him is officially born. And we will see how that will figure out in the future. But that idea is officially born on the 16th of October. So I just want to mention it in here, since for me that's inevitable that that's going to happen. So yeah, really great insight, a really great weekend, great memories, and yeah, it opened again my vision, my perspective, and yeah, I'm really happy to dive into work again tomorrow morning. I actually can't wait to do that. Since yeah, there are a lot of things to get done there. Diving into that business part, as mentioned in the title, we are about to experience an absolute breakthrough on the business side. But as also mentioned in last week's video, it's difficult for me to dive into this too deeply. But this has everything to do. This breakthrough has everything to do with a new hire on board and a partnership we are about to set up. The hire for me is way more than just a hire. I think this will be fulfilling next to me and my brother, possibly over the long term, the most crucial role in the business. We met last Wednesday and we are about to have a done deal on the agreement, and then we can start. So honestly, it will be really life changing for us to have him on board. And yeah, I can't wait to have that officially set and done. And then has hit its roots in this last week. So that's why I think this week is the start of a breakthrough. I think the start of a breakthrough. That's also why I say we are about to break through. Yeah, it's the right way of mentioning it. When it comes to the partnership, I've been reaching out to this partner for the last 2 weeks right now and try to get an insight, an entrance in their operations. And I also got a message from them last Wednesday, and I expect to meet and talk with them in the upcoming week. Which also on that side, there's nothing done yet, but we are about to get things done there. Then the lesson on this week is about chunking down. We are right now working on a really big project, on a really big business, which is, yeah, as mentioned, about to become really big. And I mentioned it multiple times that I do really believe that it's going to be really big. And there's only one way to get this done, and that is by chunking down. When I say, like, okay, I want to build a nine-figure business, which is what I want to do, it's too big of a goal for me to work towards. To I have to chunk that down, and you have to set big goals because that's worth it. And the long-term big goals, that's the only thing worth it. Short-term goals, which are easy to attain, are probably not worth it, right? So don't give up on your goal, but instead try to do the following. Start with your end goal of this year, for example, in mind, but just in general, your end goal in mind, and take the things that are needed to achieve this goal and write them down as separate goals. So, I will dive into this in an example in a bit. Delegate this into the current month, and do that for all the months from now on. So, at the end of the month, you will see, okay, have I been able to achieve this and that, and what will be the plans for the upcoming week, looking at this yearly plan, this yearly goal. Then on Sunday, do it for the upcoming week, same as with the month. And then again on next Sunday, do it again for the upcoming week and recap on how your week has been. And with setting up your daily task, which I think is a really important habit to integrate in general in your life. When setting up your daily task, the moment you're about to go to bed, you look into this weekly task, and write it down. Again, an example. Let's say at the end of this year, you want to, real cliche, have a six pack. Okay, that's your goal. Then you know that there are separate ways, separate goals you have to tick off, which are part of achieving this goal. For example, again, really cliche, I have to eat well, I have to go to the gym. Those two things. Then, of course, make them measurable and clear. So not I have to eat well, but say for example I want to eat this amount of calories. I don't want to eat any sugar anymore, something like that. Then the steps towards attaining those smaller goals are, for example, okay, I have to sign up to a gym. I have to find a gym and sign up to it. I have to find a routine in which I will go to the gym on a consistent basis. I have to write down what I'm doing in the gym and improve that over time. Those are then steps which are part of that smaller goal, which will bring you to your end goal, which in this case is having a six pack. Again, really cliche, but it's just for the example. And then you start with the end goal in mind and break this down into steps, because then on the beginning of the week of the month, you will say, okay, and these are the steps which I have to take to go to the gym. This month, I want to find a gym out. I want to set up a routine. I want to um, have a workout for myself set up. Then you do the same for the food. You say, okay, I want to set up my diet. I want to have a weekly habit of a weekly grocery list. I don't know. And then you break that down into the week and you say, okay, I want to have this done by this week. And then you do it by the day. Again, I think by giving you this example, my point is clear. Start with the end goal in mind and chunk it down. This is the way to achieve the big goals. And this is also what I'm doing right now with my business, where in the end, my goal is to crush the nine figures benchmark with this business, which I won't achieve in a year. Also, not in 2 years, probably. But I, right now, for example, have a goal for the end of this year, where I want to achieve an X amount of orders per week. And then I know, okay, what are the things that I have to get done? What are the goals which I have to get done to attain those 100 orders a week? This is my lesson for this week. And what I want to do is I will link down sheet, which I'm using here below in the description, which I will clear. So I will clear my personal stuff out of it. I'll make a copy, clear it, and then I will link it down here below. You will have access to look into it. And if you want to use it, feel free to do so. Make a copy and use it yourself. Fill out the sheet with your goal. Then make it for the month and do it for the week. And then the daily is not in there because I prefer to do the daily into a book, which you will always see me carrying with me. It's just a simple booklet like this one, in which I will write down my daily tasks. So that's my insight of the week, my lesson of the week. And yeah, I want to provide you on a more often basis with these kinds of concrete insights of the week, and in this case also with a tool in the form of the sheet. So feel free again to use it and let me know honestly if it's valuable. In this way, I at least want to add something, to give something to you as well for the one or two people watching. Yeah, when I'm recording this, I think I record these videos for myself, but if you're watching, I hope this might be helpful. For the upcoming week, personally, there are some funny events scheduled, such as on upcoming Sunday when we are going with friends to an MMA event here in Bali. Besides that, I will work out exactly what I wrote down as mentioned above, which is for me about prepare calls for the partnership, onboard the new hire, analyze and decrease the CPA, onboard a collecting agency automation, and integrate the COO in all the processes. The Chief Officer Operations is right now onboarded 2 weeks ago, and slowly she's getting there, and she gets a hand on all the operations, which I'm really happy with, and she can really help me there. So it's also a great step, but over the upcoming week, I want to get her involved in more processes. Again, it's more difficult to dive into this in detail, but I think this still is pretty detailed. Yeah, this is a nice way to structure the weekly recaps, I think. With that being said, I will go to bed after traveling for almost a whole day. I feel I've said it multiple times right now when I went journaling, and I think also in last week's weekly recap, but I want to complete this video on a note in which I want to share my gratefulness. I have been looking for the clarity which I'm feeling right now in my life for quite a long period, and it's also one of the things which I have been asking God for in some way when I was praying and when I was communicating, I think, with my higher self. I've been asking for the clarity which I'm having right now, and not only for that, but in general, I'm really grateful for the position that I'm in, and I want to wrap up the weekly recap on that note. Again, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day when you're watching this, and I will see you again as always in next week's weekly recap. Ciao, ciao.